All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. You are dishing tea with Big Meats. Thanks for coming out. Right now, I am sitting up here. I'm doing something a little differently because the doggone cable line wanted to be all jacked up and things, so I'm on my cell phone. So you guys make sure you text me and write me or whatever and let me know if you're able to hear me clearly, because I got to get Comcast to come out here and do something with the line, so I was acting up. But we're going to keep things moving right along. You know, I'm going to be real with you because I want to make sure that I'm very authentic with the audience. But we're going to keep things moving. Good afternoon to all of you. I'm glad that you're here. Today's show is entitled Not Pearls, Not Sapphires, but Onyx. Yes, baby. We're going to get down and dirty. So I want to say disclaimer, this is a completely adult and mature topic. We're going to have very frank language on the show, and all these kinds of words and things that may not sound so pretty to the ear are going to be used, so the listening discretion is advised, okay? If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please call in at 347-205-9183, 347-205-9183. That's the call-in number. If you happen to be listening by phone and wish to ask a question, just press the number 1, and your phone number will light up on my call screen here, and I will know that you want to ask a question, okay? If you have any comments or concerns or dear Meats letters or whatever, please send them to dishingteawithbigmeats@gmail.com. Once again, dishingteawithbigmeats@gmail.com. That's tea spelled T-E-A, like the drinking tea, okay? Now, we're going to move right along. I want to give a shout-out to my sponsors, and that is Pharaoh's Treasure Box out of Detroit, Michigan, with creations by Taps. Pharaoh's Treasure Boxes all kinds of lovely gifts and artwork for your home decor. They do. Peter is one of the up-and-coming premier artists using charcoals and pencils and multimedia renditions of pieces with graphic arts and things. Also, they have jewelry and wonderful centerpieces, vases and things for your table and for weddings and all of your entertainment needs. So Pharaoh's Treasure Box out of Detroit, Michigan, creations by Tap. I thank you for your interest in dishing tea. Also, another sponsor is Avon Products. Yes, I am the Avon rep or one of them in Atlanta. So for all of your Avon needs, you know, it's summertime, you want to get rid of those bugs. You got to stock up on your Skin So Soft, baby. So go to youravon.com, youravon.com/Demetrius Taylor, DEMETRISTAYLOR. That takes you right to my page, and you can order directly, and you can have it shipped directly to your door, okay? All right, without any further ado, we're going to get the show going, because I want to make sure that you guys know about what's coming up here in the Atlanta area. My guest, he and I had some wonderful conversations when we first met, and this here is going to be off the chain. We're going to give it to you real, baby, so be ready, okay? Today, I am going to be talking with Mr. E.J. Session. He's the former president of the Men of Onyx, which happens to be the African American or Persons of Color S&M Leather Fetish Club. He was the former president of the Southeast chapter, and I'm going to give you a brief intro of him. E.J. has been an active member of the leather community for the past 21 years. He became fascinated with leather at the age of 10, and once he became of a conscientious age to explore all of what the lifestyle entails, he quickly enlisted. Having been taught the fundamental principles by his late and former partner, E.J. continued on and became one of the founding members of the Southeast chapter of Men of Onyx. And he held several offices there, including he was the secretary once, he was a pledge master, and he served as the president of the chapter in 2008. By day, Mr. Session is a professional. His professional history includes he is a logistics specialist and has a 20-year customer service history. But after work, Mr. Session proudly acknowledges his interest in the leather fetish BDSM play, which includes old guard principles, leather and fetish lifestyle education, boots, uniforms, discipline, pain, rough play, cigars, flogging, spanking, paddling, whipping, fisting, water sports, fire play, and intense sex. Now, having said all that, let's get right into the discussion. I want you to welcome, please. This is Mr. EJ Session. Hey, baby, just your tea with me.
Hey, what's up, Meech? How you doing?
Everything is everything, honey. Now, I'm laughing and I'm giggling because when I wrote this intro and I was reading your bio, of course, there were a couple of questions that came to mind immediately about your personal play. And, of course, I'm going to get into that in a minute because I want to have the audience to get a good feedback and a well-rounded perspective of what this is. But before we go any further, let's start with the basics and talk about the Men of Onyx. What is it and how did it come to be?
Okay, well, basically, Onyx started in Chicago almost 15 years ago. This is our 14th year as an organization, 10 years in the Atlanta area. And basically, everybody got together, or the founders that founded Onyx got together and they said, hey, you know, we have some issues that need to be addressed. We're men of color. We like leather. We like BDSM, play, S&M. And they said, not everything is addressing our needs. Therefore, that's where Onyx started, and it's grown ever since. It's basically taken on a life of its own. We now have chapters in the D.C. area, New York, of course, Atlanta, and our flagship, which was the Chicago chapter. And, you know, we realized that we play differently. And we get down a little different than other people. So it was a way for us to get together and discuss our needs, discuss our play, sometimes play with each other.
That's important.
You know, and educate each other about what it was that we were feeling. And it's not that we were missing anything out of in the mainstream. It was just that there was nothing geared that was basically addressing our needs, and that's where Onyx started. That's really the basics of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, now see, here we go, because, you know, when people think of S&M and B&D, of course, everybody talking about, oh, I'm not into nobody kicking my ass and just beating my ass and just beating my ass, and I'm not into whips and chains and carrying on. Break this down, because a lot of folks don't understand that there are ranges and levels of play. So talk about that for me.
Exactly. And within the Southeast Men of Onyx, I can tell you, we run from 10, well, let's put it this way. In a range of play, we have members that run from a 10 to possibly an 11 to, you know, a small meager 1 on the scale insofar as what we do, how we do it, and it's not, I really want to dispel the myth and the misconception that we just get together and we beat up on each other and, you know, we grab people off the street and say, hey, you're going to be mine and I'm going to beat your ass, and, you know, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. We live by a one guided principle insofar as the leather community and play. And it is safe, sane, and consensual. We preach it, we live it. There is nothing that I can do to you that you don't want done to you, and there's no way that I can take you by show or by force and make you do what I want you to do. Everything that we do is negotiated. That's first and foremost. That is the biggest misconception and the biggest piece of bullshit that a lot of people have this idea about S&M being BDSM play is that, you know, we're just out there and we're gonna grab you and we're gonna make you do it and you're gonna be my bitch and all of that. No, it's not like that at all. I will tell you this: BDSM can be some of the safest play that you can have out there because everything is negotiated. I do not meet anybody that, number one, it does not have an inclination of what they want to do. Number two, when I do meet someone and I say, okay, well, I'm feeling this brother, or I'm feeling this guy, and let's talk about some things, and let me see where your head is. We negotiate. We have conversation first. We talk about it. We talk about, have you been abused? Have you, what have you experienced insofar as, being tied up or whatever it is that we're going to do? Have you experienced this? And I let them know where I'm coming from. This is what I expect of you. This is what I want from our experience. This is, I'm not insane, and I'm a pretty even keel guy, and it goes through a process. It is not something that you just automatically. It's not a porno movie. What you see in porn. Insofar as another community, people hook up and they do what they do, and then they go on about their business.
Right.
It's not like you are developing a friendship and or a kinship with each other in order to move to that next level. And that next level, of course, is the aspect of the play itself. And whatever that is that the two of you are going to get into, then it is negotiated. It's like I say, it's some of the safest play that I've experienced because you really get to know a person's head and where they are and where they're at and where they ain't. And you have the option to say, hey, this is not working for me. I don't think that the two of us are going to make we're going to make a very good match because we're on two different levels insofar as what it is we want to experience from this experience. So, it's, whatever you do, hey, it's negotiated. It's negotiated.
Okay, now see, just how you put that sounds like what we should be doing, period, when we are looking to build partnerships, be it lifelong partners, sexual partners, or whatever. It just sounds like the S&M community may have a grasp on that whole communication process. Is that a fair assessment?
I would say that's a fair assessment for some. It's not that way across the board. I mean, you still got some rogue, and you know me, Meech. I'm just going to say you just got some rogue fuckers
Put it out there, baby.
That just don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they think, this is what I'm supposed to do. But that is a person, to me, in my opinion, that has not been educated or that has not done his reading, that has not studied or gone to a seminar to find out how do I play with another leather man, or how do I go about finding a leather man, or they get this DVD image of what it's supposed to be, and a lot of people get disappointed because it's not that way. It's not that way at all. It's I have to know who I'm playing with. For example, I have a friend that I get into fire play, and I'll explain all that.
Okay, because you knew that's where I was going. Damn it, you knew that's where I was going. Go ahead and talk, damn. You knew I was going there, damn it. Oh,
I knew you were going. Me, please, come on now.
You knew I was going there. Go ahead, baby. Just get it up.
Okay, I get into fire play, and like I said, I'll explain it all. But I had a friend that, you know, as a child, they were involved in a fire. So, you know, that is a mental block right there. And if we had discussed, hey, when I was 5 years old, my family was involved in a fire, I got trapped in a fire, and fire scares the hell out of me, then I'm like, oh, okay, I can't go there with you. I can't go there with you unless you're comfortable. If you tell me you're comfortable, okay, well, let's fire up the batons and let's go. But if you say, no, this is not something that I necessarily feel comfortable with, then end of discussion. We don't have to talk about it anymore. It's a deal at that point. You know, it's very, like you were saying, what we should be doing in our regular relationships is what the majority of us try to instill in a BDSM experience. And, you know, that's just how it is.
All right. Okay, let's see, you hit on something that leads into my question. When you were saying folks have this image of what this is supposed to be. And my question is, do folks get caught up in the look of what leather is? I know as a big man, big boys look absolutely fucking fabulous in leather. That's part of my attraction when I'm at a leather bar. Because big boys, the look is just sickening. But
I know.
Do we get caught up in that and just expect that to be the end-all, end-all?
And unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes. A lot of people that don't do the research or don't bother to sit down and talk to somebody or get somebody's attention to say, hey, you know, what is this all about? Why do you wear chaps? Or why do you wear a leather coat? Or why do you wear those gloves? Or why do you wear a harness? Or what does that harness mean? People get caught up in the fantasy of it. A lot of people, and I'll just be real with you, a lot of people get caught up in this Mandingo fantasy when they see a black man in leather. Oh, he's gonna take me, throw me on the floor, fuck the shit out of me, and you know, no, it's not like that at all. It's not for me. It's not like that for me. And I mean, I don't get offended by it, but it's just the way our society has been set up that the black man only thinks with one head, and you know, it's the one. Unfortunately, a lot of people think it's the one between his legs, and that's not the case at all. I am a smart, intelligent, thinking man, and I try to impart that in any BDSM experience that I get involved in.
All right. All right. Woo. Okay, now, staying on this same wavelength of questioning, because the image of the leather and that this hard masculine exterior and the whole concept of daddy, how does that play in the S&M world? And the follow-up to that would be for the feminine children out there who may not necessarily be a daddy but be a mama. Is there room for that?
Well, myself, I'm not looking for a mama, first of all. You know, me being the versatile man that I am, I have had men or young men that have come to me and they say, oh, daddy this, oh, daddy that. I'm like, wait, hold up, wait a minute. Let's be clear about something. First of all, I'm versatile. So in so far as being called the daddy just because I'm dressed in my garb or whatever, it's kind of it's almost not insulting, but it is one of those things where I say, okay, well, you haven't gone there because you don't know me. You see what I'm saying? Anybody that knows me knows that I can be called daddy as well as I can call another man daddy. So I have no problem with that.
All right, let's say that.
So it's just one of those situations where again, you have to feel out the person that you're about to get involved with. If you guys are getting together and this person has this misconception that because you're all dressed in your leather and that you are going to take this person on as my boy, my slave, or whatever, it's not always the case. It's not always the case at all. And that's another misconception that that a lot of people have about especially about black men in leather, is that we are all daddies, and no, I can be, like I said, I can be just as much the bottom as I can be the top. So let's explain that then, because in this particular culture, what does the term daddy mean? Because just out being regular gay folk, okay, usually we associate the term daddy with the one who's most masculine, the one who's probably going to top, in the fucking situation. If we gonna get together, then you fucking me, and I'm gonna call you daddy, or you gonna call me daddy because I'm finna top you, or whatever the case may be. But in the S&M world, that has a different connotation. And what is it? Basically, the connotation is that it depends on the level of play that you're going to. I mean, if it's a casual encounter, it can take on the form of a daddy and his boy, or if it's in a more lengthy situation, it can be a provider. It can be somebody that, hey, I love this man so much that I'm willing to do what he asked me to do insofar as BDSM is concerned. I know people that live this lifestyle 24 hours, 7 days a week, and they have boys that take care of the household, they take care of the bills, they take care of the dog, they water the plants, they do everything that they have to do around the household in order for them to maintain that relationship with their daddy. And then again, like I said, you have those casual encounters where people will just take on these personas that I am the masculine, I'm ultra masculine, I am daddy, hear me roar, and and that's it. I'm gonna do it, and we're gonna do it good, and that's okay. It's okay. And see, that's what I want your listeners to understand, is that it is okay. And the leather community runs the gamut of play and fantasy and things like that. So it's okay. It's okay, and that's what I tell a lot of people, especially new people that are coming into the leather community, and telling them, hey, whatever you are going to be, it's okay. And I had a friend of mine, one of my mentors, who I love dearly. I asked him one time, I said, well, Wayne, I sometimes I feel like the bottom, sometimes I feel like the top. Hell, I could do them all, in the space of the same day, and I have no problem with that. He said, EJ, be yourself. Be yourself.
Okay.
Whatever it is you're going to do, you know how to do it right. So whatever your experience is going to be, whether you want to play the top one day, you want to play at bottom the next day, you want to do whatever, it's on you. It's totally up to you, and it's okay. Because I for a long time, I went through this whole experience thinking, damn, I gotta fit into this particular space. I got to fit into this particular space. People expect me because I'm this big old black man, and they think I'm all hard and all this. I got to do that. And it was fucking my head up. It was fucking my head up.
Okay.
As far as my leather play was concerned. When I let that go and I freed it, and somebody finally said, hey, just be your damn self and just fuck what everybody says. Just be you.
Right.
That's when I started to expand and grow. So You know, and that's what any experience in the leather community is about. It's about expanding yourself and being able to grow, transcend, and move on to the next level.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, well, okay, you're right. It makes total sense, because when you put it into perspective, it makes a lot of sense, and it comes into a complete fruition. I'm going to share an experience, because I consider myself a novice at all of this, because I realize that I'm intrigued by it. And then I also know that I'm reaching another plateau of my sexual development, to where, you know, just plain everyday sex is not necessarily doing me. I used to work at the Eagle Bar in Detroit. Security personnel there, yeah, that's where I'm from. I used to work there, and then also in Michigan, there is a gay resort there called the Dunes. It used to be called Douglas Dunes, up in Douglas, Michigan. And every year, Chicago Hellfire comes up right after Labor Day and take over. Oh yeah. So
that's been invited yet. I'm looking for invitations.
Okay. I used to work it because, you know, of course, the first 2 days of setup, you know, we were able to still walk the fields and all of that and do what we had to do. But once they got started with their play, if you were not a part of the organization, then, you know, we maintained our limits, you know, so that it wouldn't offend anybody or whatever. And I was like, okay, fine. But it was in that I started to understand, okay, there's some things about this that I like. And I got flogged one year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got flogged. And it was with deerskin, and then that one kind of massaged me a little bit. I thought, okay, that was a little too pussy for me. Go up one, you know. And we went to Buffalo, and I said, okay, that we going to stop right there. Because he said, oh, what he got? I said, no, we going to stop right there. Because I had just enough of a tinge on it to say, okay, I'm feeling something. But it was through that experience that I realized how much the mental connection is. Exactly. And for me, I didn't want nobody to touch me, because I felt like if somebody touched me, they was going to break it. You know, break the mood that I was in. So in understanding that, in understanding that, that's how I started to. I haven't done a lot of research on it, you know, in depth with the culture itself, but I've always been fascinated by it. Okay, and one of the misconceptions that I know is the connection, particularly with black folks, that because you are a part of this world, that is somehow you're internalizing the old slave mentality for when the white man used to have us in bondage and this, that, and the other. How do you, or how does the organization as a whole address the naysayers and those who are your critics out there who come from that particular point of view?
Well, I would say to address the critics, the one thing that I would say, you've never seen me play. If you say that we're coming from a slave mentality, or, you know, why are you beating on another black man because, you know, that's what they did back to us, that's what they did to us back in slave times. I've had that question come up before. You know, how can you do this? And it's like, the difference is that back then you didn't have a choice. Today you can always use a word that says, hey, this is too much. Just like you can, that's the difference between then being whipped and being tied up and whipped and flogged and things like that, and today you have a choice. And that's the major difference between what happened 400 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, and what's happening today. Like I said, we live by a rule called safe, sane, and consensual. Remember, we talked when we first started talking, I said there's nothing that we do that is not negotiated. So if you say, you know, the thought of you flogging my back or whipping me takes me back to Kunta Kinte, and I just can't do it. Okay, then as your flogger, I have to say, okay, and I have to respect that. Then we can try something else. If that's not your bag, fine. It's okay. It's okay. And that's basically what I try to impart to people, is that you have options, you have choices, and you have free will, and you can make any decision that you want to make, but it will always be negotiated between the two of us.
Okay, now in that negotiation process, part of what you know, when we're partnering or coming together for relations, the idea is to make our partner happy. So if there's too many of these, okay, I'm not into this, I'm not into that, then how do you, if you're the person who is into everything, but you are always the one who has to adapt, how do you then become satisfied in it? If you've adapted everything that you are into just to please this one particular person, you know, where is your fulfillment in it?
Wait, I didn't catch the last part of what you said.
I said, if you are constantly adapting, okay, if you and I are in this session, and I say, okay, well, we talk, and you know, I get an idea of what you're into, and I'm like, well, okay, I'm not into that, and well, I don't know if I'm into that, and well, okay, if we got too many of these adaptations going on your part, where is your satisfaction in it?
Well, that's the thing. This whole negotiation goes before any clothes come off. It goes before anything, we touch each other, anything. So if you come to me and I say, well, do you do this? You say no. Do you do this? No. Can you do this? Do you like this? And everything comes up no. Then guess what? By process of elimination, the answer is this is not going to work for us. You feel what I'm saying? Because we're basically establishing parameters for what our play is going to become. If you tell me, no, I can't do, no, I don't think I could be flogged, I don't think I could be whipped, I'm so sorry, but I don't think I could have wax poured on my dick, it just scares me. Hey, this may not be for you.
True. Now here's the thing. Now maybe it's not on the S&M tip, but they digging you for regular sex. You know, just want you to just be down.
We can take it to vanilla. I mean, it's not a problem. But if the two of you dig each other and you like each other, but you say, okay, you know, at me as EJ as the top, and I'm saying, okay, I want to get into a little S&M, or I want to tie you up, or I want to put tick clamps on you or whatever, and you're saying no, that's not really my thing. Then if I like you enough as a person, or if I'm into you enough as a person, then we can take you to another level or a different level. We can do the vanilla thing, and that's fine. That's fine because I can do that too. It's not a problem, but it's about the two people connecting. And if we connect with each other on a sexual level, we really dig each other's sex, but, we don't want to take it to the next level or we don't want to take it to an S&M level. That's fine. That's fine. It's not going to hurt me. It's not going to destroy my ego. It's just one of those things we just don't click that way, but we click in other ways. And I will give you an example. My partner, now, he will tell you in a heartbeat, I ain't into the S&M thing, but EJ is. So in order to keep EJ happy, or, you know, in order to satisfy that need in him. He may do a little bit to me, or I may do a little bit to him, and he knows that this is as far as it's going to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's okay. It's okay. And, you know, then you have those people that are like, okay, my play basically rests on an S&M level, and that's what I do, that's what I want, and that's it. And if that's where it ends, baby, that's where it's in. That's where it ends.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it ends. But sometimes you have that connection with each other, that sexual connection with each other, that, hey, I can get past not being able to practice that, and it's okay. It's
okay.
Right. We can find other ways to entertain each other.
Okay. Okay, right. Because remember now, I've learned that all this is mental, so a lot of folks don't understand the idea that S&M is all about the whole idea of building the fantasy. At least that's how it was explained to me. Now, this was explained to me from a non-person of color, that, you know, it's all about creating the fantasy, whatever the fantasy is, and we can take it where you want it to go, you know, as long as we set our stop points or whatever. I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to put him on blast because I know somebody going to get this to him because he stood me up, but that's neither here nor there. That was a long time ago. But I am picturing this man. His name was Bart. Lord have mercy. He used to come and he would wear this leather pouch uniform. Jesus. Okay, I'm sitting there, I'm sweating. Every time I would see him, it was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. And see, I like big old boys anyway, and, you know, he's, at about 5'8", 5'9". At that time, I don't know if he lost any weight, but he had to be about 265, 270, in a leather costume. My God, with a big old fat ass that just screamed at the moon. Jesus. Okay. And then, you know, he was, you know, full Van Dyke beard and mustache and carrying. I was like, oh my God. Well, he came to, this was his first year at Hellfire when I saw him last. And he was the one who had took me on this entire mental trip. I couldn't sleep because every time I slept, I saw him. When I woke up, I saw him. I couldn't say his name when I was stuttering. And that was crazy for me. I was 29 years old, baby. That was 10 years ago. That was stupid. Every time I thought about him, my hands started sweating. But here's the thing. I didn't want nobody to touch me because I was having such a good time with it. I was scared to let it go.
Yeah.
You know,
I was so scared to let it go.
What?
You know what that is? That's called Headspace. It's called Headspace. You were in you were so focused and so intense that you were actually experiencing what we call in the leather community Headspace. That is the goal. A lot of times is when I said what you want to do is you want to transcend pain to get to the pleasure.
Yes.
That's where you are in Headspace. And I'll give you an example of an experience I had at IML in 2006. There's a guy and I'm not going to call no names, but if he's listening, he knows who he is. We had done the People of Color in Leather seminar in 2006, and, you know, I was so apprehensive because I knew that he was very much into his whips and floggers and all of this. But prior to doing the demonstration for the seminar, we sat down and we had a talk, and he asked me, what do you expect to gain from this experience with me? And my answer to him was, I can go wherever you take me. You see what I'm saying?
Damn.
And
that's hot.
I'm gonna tell you, Mitch, he flogged me so severely, and I know once the brothers in Onyx hear this, they are going to laugh barrels, but he flogged me so deep and so severely. I hit the floor on one knee and farted all over the place, and I was like, oh, I don't even care. I don't even care.
Wow.
I don't even care because I was so, number one, I had been into him for such a long time, and just to be able to be there for him in this experience together, it was cleansing. It was in more ways than one, really, and it took me to a whole. It took my play to a whole nother level, and I've not played the same since. So,
wow.
Okay. Hey, it's there. It's there, but of course, we had an attraction to each other prior to, but once we started talking and we started finding out, hey, how far can I take this? And I'm like, you know what, just take it where you need to take it, and I can follow suit. I am one of those players. I am that 10 on that scale that we were talking about.
Okay.
And possibly an 11 in some situations. But he got into my mental first, then worked the physical, and then let my mental come out so we can meet each other on a different level. And so that's what it's been for me. That's what it's been for me. It's been one of the greatest experiences because I've learned and I've grown so much as a person from when I started 21 years ago, walking in a leather bar full of cologne and Jerry curl dripping down my back, and and I'm like, okay, I'm not that person anymore, not at all. So and it's been those experiences, and like I said, my mentor, Wayne, is one of the most beautiful people I know. He and I just recently had an experience, I would say probably back in March, where he did nothing but basically just slapped my back and took me up into outer space, at the Eagle on a Saturday night in front of everybody, but I am so connected to him as a person, and I admire him so much that I was willing to let it go, and he and I have played on different levels with, we've done flogging demonstrations together, we've done cigar demonstrations together, and we have a connectedness that is just, give me chills, and the air conditioner ain't even on yet.
Okay.
So
that is the spiritual connection that everybody talks about.
That's the spiritual connection that everybody talks about. And see, that's another
heard it right when you were saying that. I just heard it, and then I'm sitting up here. I'm sitting up here, going into all kinds of outer regions over something that happened 10 years ago, and I thought I had gotten over that, but I just let it lay dormant because I haven't really talked about this experience, in depth, especially with somebody who understands it. Because, dear God, oh my God, I'm telling you, honey, and my friends were laughing at me because I couldn't say his name. Every time I tried to say Bob, my tongue got tied. I got to stammering. It was crazily ridiculous. I was like, oh my, what the hell am I on? Because never experienced anything like that before.
Well, see, that's the other thing, is that S&M and S&M experience, and I explain this to a lot of novices and people that are just starting out. An S&M experience is just like a book. It should have a preface. It should have a foreword. It should definitely have a dedication page.
No dedication.
It should definitely have a dedication page, but it should have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and the end. The beginning is, the energy that you got, the two of you feel together when you look at each other, or you cruise this guy in the bar, or, you know, you got, I mean, God forbid you meet on the internet, you know, which I'm definitely opposed to these days for more reasons than one. But
right.
You meet on the internet, you get this connection, or you talk on the phone, whatever. That's your beginning, and then you start talking. And then you start sharing, and you start getting experiences together, and you say, okay, well, ooh, I could do this. I think I could do this. Well, then your middle is when you begin play, and all the play that goes on in between that. And then your end is what we call aftercare. And aftercare is important because the last thing you want to do is you want to take somebody up so high on S&M experience, and then you just leave them there.
Leave them there, okay.
You don't want to leave them there. You want to remain tactile. You want them to hear your voice. You want them to feel your touch. You want to hug them. You want to hold them. You want to kiss them. And, you know, let them know, hey, I'm here for you. I was here in the beginning. I was here when we played, and I'm right here in the end. And, see, that's the thing that a lot of people, they don't do, is that they don't practice. This is a story. This is something that is going to build. It's layered, and it keeps moving, and it becomes a life of its own, and you guys are working together for a common goal. And then when we get there, baby, I'm going to take care of you, and I'm going to make sure when you come down, you're going to be all right, because you can fuck somebody's head up. You can literally fuck somebody's head up.
Just how you said that. See, I do that in regular play, so shit, maybe I've always been a part of this damn community. It just ain't known it, because that's my goal right there.
And maybe you have it. Maybe I see your application at some point for Onyx. Hello.
You know, back when I worked at the Eagle, I was an honorary member of Icon. When they first started, they gave me a pen and everything because I was always there. I kept them well protected or whatever. It was really cute, but I lost my pen and moved it around somewhere. And, of course, when I went back to them, I got a pen. They were like, you got to go through regular initiation. So I said, oh, my Lord. All right.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, we need an application because I think you're already there anyway. We just need to get you some more education and learn how to do this.
But to be honest, I think that I am there. I got a call coming in. We're gonna take a call right now. This is coming in from 313-651. Hello there, darling. You're on the air. You're dishing tea. Dish your tea, baby. Hello, caller.
Hello. Yes. I have a question for the Men of Onyx. I'm wondering when some of the events are or some of the meetings and where they're held.
Well, like I said, we have different chapters now. In your area, if you're in the 313 area code, you're in Detroit or Detroit, Michigan or around there?
Yes.
Right now, we don't have a chapter, unfortunately, in the Detroit area, but if I could give you my email address,
go ahead.
What you can do, my email address is Black Cigar Stud. That's BLAKK Cigar Stud at AOL.com. You want me to repeat that for you?
Yeah.
It's BLAKK Cigar Stud at AOL.com.
Okay, got it.
Send me some information. I have some friends in the Detroit area that will, like I said, we don't have a formal chapter in the Detroit area, but what we have is Onyx Midwest, and Onyx Midwest basically takes care of your area. And I'm not sure at this point what's forming in that area, but if you could give me maybe a couple days to get some information for you, I will definitely get you the information. But in that, I do want to let you know that we do have our anniversary run coming up, which the Atlanta chapter or the Southeast chapter is hosting in October. It's called Blackout, and you can actually go to www.onyxsoutheast.com, and you can take a look at Blackout. We're getting together in Augusta, Georgia this year. This is going to be the last year. Oh, yeah, at Parliament House. Oh, yeah, and it's going to be on fire. And just to let you know, the theme of the weekend is murder, mystery, and mayhem. It's kind of a Leatherman's whodunit for the weekend. So,
that
I'm
exciting.
really, I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about it. So, go to the website, email me, and what's your name, if you don't mind giving it?
I'd rather not say my name.
Oh, that's fine.
Lord.
That's fine. It's all good. But just shoot me an email and let me know, you met me on Meech and on Meech's show, and, I'll give you the information that you need or try to get you in contact with somebody that can, let you know what's up.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Thank you, caller, Mr. Anonymous, that is.
It's all right. It's all right.
No, I know who that is. That's all right.
Okay.
Lord have mercy. I'm going to call her in a minute. Anyway,
all right.
Yeah, I know. Before we move, I'll go any further. You were talking about the Blackout, which is coming up in October, but this Friday is the 10th anniversary of the Southeast chapter of Onyx. Honey, Yes. What is going on, honey?
It's our 10th anniversary. We basically started in 1999. It was 5 of us that got together eating chicken wings at my house, talking about, chicken wings, because, I cook. So,
right.
They wanted to come over my house. I cooked chicken wings and carried on. And, we got together and we said, hey, we want to do this thing. So that's where we started, was in my apartment on Buford Highway. And we got together and, we said this is what we want to do. And actually, from that point, we started having bar nights at the Eagle. That was in the 10th anniversary. When we started our bar nights, we started on Country Western Sunday, when the bars were open on Sunday in Atlanta, and they were playing country music, and you got these 5 black men in leather and sitting around talking, and, it started off slow, but, I mean, you've been to our bar nights, you know how it's grown.
I've been there,
and this is our opportunity to say thank you for supporting us for the last 10 years, because the Eagle has gotten behind us 100%. I mean, if you go to their website, we're on their website, and Robbie and everybody at the Eagle has really supported us in anything that we wanted to do. We've hosted Blackout for the past 3 years, and there's never been a time that he hasn't said, hey, what do you guys need, whether it be money, whether it be a space, whether it be, y'all need more cocktails, whatever.
Right.
This Friday is our chance to say thank you, and we're actually looking, well, let me back up. What's going to happen is, as far as I know, there are going to be some demos. And we're going to do demos, and we're going to have our famous Jell-O shots and Jell-O syringes, and just hang out and have a good time, and it's a good time for us to say thank you, and we appreciate you very much.
All right. So you hear that, the ATL, this Friday, August 7th, at the Eagle here in Atlanta, over there on Ponce, the kitty corner from that Krispy Kreme's. We're going to be, because Krispy Kreme right there, baby. The Men of Onyx will be there, and incidentally, it's the first Friday, so every first Friday they're there for their bar night. as a regular staple with the organization, but this particular first Friday is the anniversary Friday. So we want everyone and encourage everyone to go out, have a good time. For those of you who are curious, have questions, this will be the supreme opportune time for you to come down and to check it out. If I may add a personal note here, this is the only club that I go out to since I've been here. I've only been here in Atlanta for 2 years, almost 3, and I only go to the Eagle when I'm afforded to go out. So that there is number one, that says a lot. Number 2, as far as me getting this application for membership. Number 2, right. I have a good time there, and I know that you will as well. Plus, I'm a man of size. So for those of you, the big boys out there, honey, this is one of the other places where the big boys come and hang out, particularly big boys of color as well. So I encourage you to come on out and to support the Men of Onyx this Friday, August 7th, okay? Now, my darling, speaking of
Oh, I was going to say, to piggyback on not only our anniversary, but our upcoming events, if that's where you were going.
Okay. Go ahead.
Next month, during Black Gay Pride, we're going to, again, do the People of Color in Leather seminar. And forgive me for not knowing what the host hotel is this year, but
I can't think of it offhand.
Yeah.
I know it escapes me, but yeah. Okay, at the host hotel. Okay, for Black Gay Pride. Wonderful. Wonderful.
We've been doing the seminar, I think, now as long as we've been together, which is about the same 10 years. And each year it grows and grows, and it becomes so exciting, and we go a little deeper, we go a little further. I don't think this year is going to be any exception. And usually our seminar is like Saturday afternoon. I don't know what the schedule is going to be. I'm sure they're going to put it out at some point. But when we didn't want to do it, they still invited us, and they said, hey, we want you guys to do it because it's a well-attended seminar, and a lot of people are asking for it. So we'll be doing the People of Color in Leather seminar, and then, of course, in October is Blackout in Augusta, and that's basically our family reunion where we all get together and we hang out and we shoot the shit and we meet each other and meet brothers that we haven't met, and it's a time for us to fellowship and get together, and we talk business too, but it's a time for us to really get to know each other and hang out and have a good time. So Blackout.
Well, all right.
October 8th through the 11th this year, during Columbus Day weekend.
Okay. All right. Well, that there, baby, is wonderful. Now, I see here my timer. We are down to the last 60 to 90 seconds of this show. Let me give my thank yous to you for coming on to the show, being very candid and open with me and with the listenership out there, because I think, once again, folks, these are just tips of the iceberg. I want to bring these subjects here so that we're able to discuss them and discuss them for real and to discuss them in ways that will enlighten you or not, but just to give you the up and up. Thank you, EJ, for coming onto the show. I'm going to have more of these types of discussions in the future. Okay, thank you to all those who are out there listening. Again, 347-205-9183 is the call-in number for future shows. Go to dishingteawithbigmeech@gmail.com for all of your questions, answers, concerns. Dear Meech letters, I encourage you to do that because we're going to have a romance show on here where I'm going to be giving out that kind of advice. So be sure to let me know what you think about all of this, okay? I encourage all of you to partake. Don't forget, August 7th, this Friday, at the Eagle, we have the Men of Onyx in their 10th anniversary celebration, and we're going to go forward from there. So until next week's baby, just come on and keep on dishing your tea with me, okay? Ta-ta for now.
All right. Bye.
Oh, okay, well, okay, baby. I'll give you a call, and we'll keep on going and keep moving right along. And, damn. I got through most of my questions, but I didn't get into your personal, though. Now,
well, we can talk about that when I see you Friday.
Oh. Okay. Okay, so you ran. Right. See that? Okay, he gonna challenge me. Yeah. Okay. Now, cause this fireplace thing. You know, that's the one. I gotta hip to, and then I want to understand cigar play too. Cause I know folks like the smell of cigars. I like the smell of a pipe, but yes, stuff like that. You know that the folks need to get into. So yeah, we'll keep on going, and we'll keep on doing it.
Anytime, come hang out, you know, so we can sit down and talk. I mean, we have good conversation, we have good rapport, so I really enjoy that. I mean, because you're asking the questions that people want to know. And if you want to do a part 2 of this, just let me know. Just let me know.
Anytime. I'm sure calling you for that, okay?
Okay. All right.
All right, my darling. Well, thank you for your time.
Okay. You are so welcome, Meech. All right.
All right, baby. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.